Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Ramchandra from the Center for International English Language Training. I'm the host of Phonetics and Communicative English. In today's lesson, I'm going to discuss the importance of learning English pronunciation and why should we master it, and also moving on to teaching phonetics. There is a question in all the minds. Why should we master English pronunciation? To answer this question, we should understand something to realize its significance. Most of the Indian languages are phonetic, but English is non-phonetic. What's the difference between phonetic and non-phonetic? Phonetic means spelling and pronunciation are the same, but non-phonetic means spelling and pronunciation are different. To understand this, let me give you one example. You take a word Hyderabad in Telugu language, in Hindi language, and in English. Now, let me examine it. If you take Telugu language, Hyderabad, Hyderabad. In Telugu language, Hi is a single letter and a single sound. The sound and letter both are same. There is no difference. Hi, the, r, ba, d. So, Telugu language is a phonetic language because spelling and pronunciation are same. Coming to Hindi, in a similar way, spelling and pronunciation are the same. Now, look at that. Hi, the, r, ba, d. Hyderabad. It's a single letter and a single sound and both are same. There's a difference in spelling and pronunciation. So, Hindi and Telugu language both are phonetic languages. But coming to English, English is non-phonetic language because spelling and pronunciation are different. Let me look at that. Hyderabad. Hyderabad. H is a single letter. Look at the sound. Sound is different. You cannot get high. But when you combine H and Y, a single letter H and a single letter Y, you combine both, then you can get high. That means spelling and pronunciation are different. So that's the reason it's a non-phonetic language. But most of the Indian languages are phonetic. That's the reason we need to learn English pronunciation as it is non-phonetic. Let me give real life examples. If you go to Middle East, when I was doing my PhD, I was in the class. I was eccentric and unusual person those days. My teacher was late to the class. I was drawing something on the board. There are some international students from Yemen, Oman, Kyrgyzstan, and some African countries. I was drawing something on the board. A student from the group said like this, Ramchandra, are you very much interested in art? Again, Ramchandra, are you very much interested in art? When I heard him for the first time, I couldn't get. I asked him, hey man, what did he say? Then he said again, he repeated it. Are you very much interested in art? Then I got it. He said, Ramachandra, are you very much interested in art? Do you understand? They have no sounds like t, ch, and it's very difficult for them to produce. Let me give another example. If you go to Australia, I think there are Australian cricketers and we are crazy about cricket, and if you ask any cricketer, any Australian cricketer, then you ask him like this, hey man, when did you come to India? He says like this, I came to India to die, not today. Because Australians don't have A, they have the sound I. A is replaced by I. So they say, I came to India to die, not today. Let me give you some Indian examples. If we go to Odisha, they have some pronunciation problems like this. Instead of sh, they say s. Pronunciation would be pronunciation. Communication would be communication. Examination would be examination. Profession would be profession. And also they have another problem. Instead of they say like this. I want snakes. Actually it is snacks. So they are unable to produce the sound. They say snakes. I want snakes. If anyone asks the same in China, he or she gets wonderful tasty snakes curry. And also if we go to Kerala, they have another problem like this. Instead of canteen, they say canteen. If you go to West Bengal and Bihar, they have other problems like this. They have b and v. So they produce like this. Instead of van, they say ban. Instead of victory, they say victory. That's the reason Rabindranath Tagore, it's not Rabindranath Tagore, because they are unable to produce the sound v. So Rabindranath Tagore became Rabindranath Tagore. And if you go to Punjab, they have another problems like this. They have the habit of adding I in the beginning of the word, like this. My son went to school. Not my son went to school, my son went to school. Like this, they have many problems even in India. That's the reason we need to learn pronunciation of English, because we have to reduce mother tongue influence in our pronunciation. So when we decide to learn pronunciation of English, but we have a doubt here. So, which accent? There is American accent, a British accent, Canadian accent, Australian accent, and even non-native accents like Indian accent, South African accent, Singaporean accent, and many accents, but we are baffled at the juncture now. Here is the doubt again. Which accent should we follow or master? Because there are many accents around the world. American accent, British accent, Australian accent, Canadian accent, even non-native accents like Indian accent, South African accent, Singaporean accent. There are many accents around the world. That's the reason International Phonetic Association established International Phonetic Alphabet, which is model for all those who want to learn pronunciation, those who want to improve accent of English. So if you want to be intelligible means it should be understood and comprehensible to the audience, to the listeners around the world. If you want to be intelligible and comprehensible to the world, globally, not locally, you should learn phonetics. Phonetics is a scientific study of speech sounds produced by speech organs. What are speech organs? Speech organs are lips, tongue, teeth, nose, jaws, palate, velum, vocal cords, and so on. These are speech organs which are involved in the production of speech sounds. In English, there are 26 letters, but there are 49 sounds. How? Let me give you some examples. A letter A in the alphabet substantiates one or more sounds. Let me examine that. You take three words, make, cake, and take. And look at the letter A in these three words, and you can find that the sound is A, diphthong. But look at an example. Cat, bat, mat. The same letter, but the sound is different. This is ash vowel, bat, cat, mat. Now look at the final example. About, about, agab. Look at in the beginning of the word, the sound is shwa. So the same letter A substantiates three sounds in English. That's the reason we can understand there are 26 letters, but there are 49 sounds. And let me give you another clarification, and there is a wrong notion in the teaching of phonetics. Even in many teachers in the classrooms teach like this: A, E, I, O, U are vowel letters. But it's absolutely false and wrong. There are no vowel letters in English. There are only vowel sounds. That's the reason, and I can prove that, and everyone knows it. That is, it's a university. It's not an university. That proves that there are no vowel letters in English. There are only vowel sounds. But I think it is Indianized. So these are the reasons, and we need to understand learning English pronunciation is very, very important. So if you want to be intelligible and if you want to get a good accent, just you have to focus on learning phonetics. So phonetics means what do we learn? In phonetics, first we have to focus on sounds, next markers, next one we have to focus on stress, rhythm and intonation. And these things we are going to discuss in coming series of lessons. Thank you for listening to me. Have a wonderful time. Goodbye. We are going to meet in the next lesson. Bye.